Hello everyone, welcome to your 13th Grasshopper tutorial, and this is a continuation for the 12th. In this tutorial we're going to talk about surface analysis and when you have surfaces in Grasshopper, how can we use them to do like more advanced stuff. So first thing we're going to do is we have a set of surfaces here which we created in a previous tutorial. Now you can work with any surface you have. You can make a flat surface, you can create any surface and then in Rhino and then set it here. So this is really how to deal with the surfaces that you have in Grasshopper. So the first surface is the edge surface, is this one, and it really doesn't matter what type of surface we're working on. We're going to explain here actually the analysis of these surfaces. So the second one is this one, this is the loft one, and the third one is the sweep. And let's start. So in any analysis you have, you can use any surface analysis. So anyone, it's really not set, like loft is for divide surface or whatever. It's just any surface you have, you can use any analysis option you want. So the first option I'm going to talk about is called divide surface. So just double click and write divide, and look actually for this one. This is divide surface, and you can see it just needs an input of a surface. So we're going to deal with the first one here. And if you just connect the surface to this one, you can see that we already automatically have a bunch of points on the U curve and the V coordinates. I'm sorry, V coordinates and the U coordinates. Now, if you're wondering what's the difference between X and Y and U and V, now X and Y is for flat surface. Like if you have a flat surface, it's usually really easy to say like X axis and the Y axis, like 2 on the X and Y on the and 3 on the Y. The U and V are specialized for surfaces that are like really curved and really difficult. Well, not difficult actually, but you cannot say which X and Y axis because it also has like a Z axis in it. And to make it easier in Grasshopper, they use the U and V coordinates to describe like what's the position of that point. Okay, what position of that point is on the surface that we have. So like if you see U and V, don't be like super confused. It's just that U and V are for surfaces that have curves. Like it's as simple as that. So when we see the surface divide, you can see like we have curves in the Y and the the U coordinate and the V. If you just get a slider, let's say edit, make it 50, and just make it like that. If you connect it, you can see that we have this here is our U coordinates. So we have U, and let's see the V. You can also change it as much as you want. Now you're probably saying, okay, I have a bunch of points, what can I do with them? Well, this is Grasshopper, and you can do so many things with your with the points you have. So like a little tiny example, maybe with the points, like you see here, we have points, and say I want a sphere maybe in each point, and just connect it. And this is as simple as it gets with what you do with the points you have. Of course, like in later tutorials you can see that we can do so many things with points in Grasshopper. Okay, so yeah, this is the surface divide. The second one, we're gonna use the loft in it. Like I said, it doesn't matter, like surface divide doesn't only work with edge surface, it works with loft, it works with any surface you have. So if the output is a surface, then you're good to go with any surface analysis you have. The second one is called evaluate surface. So go to evaluate surface, and if you connect it, you see first that nothing happens. And well, two things. First, you have here something called the UV, and if you get a slider, this is the slider here that I've been always avoiding since tutorial 1. This is the slider that gives you 2 points at the same time. Like you need 2 inputs, because UV you need 2 inputs, not one. Like the normal slider doesn't work here. You actually need two numbers at once. So if you just connect it, you see that we have here a point, and the way you move the point, it moves with the surface. Now if you're wondering why it's just stuck here, it's because we have to do something else to make this entire surface work. We have to right click here on surface and then go to reparameterize, and this thing is actually makes it from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 would be enough to make your point work all over the surface. So this is actually really good. So make sure that your surface is reparameterized, because it makes it from 0 to 1 and makes everything easy. Like if you have a surface and there's a point that it's stuck and you're not sure like how much you want the number to be, just reparameterize it to make it from 0 to 1, so you can actually work with it and makes it easier to work with. So we see like there's a point here with an input. So there's a point, there's a normal. The normal is actually like what is the perpendicular vector that works in it, and yeah, so this is just like a point in a surface which you have. The third one is called, we're gonna use this one, this very awesome looking surface. We're gonna use something called the isotrim. Now the isotrim, it's really a bit tricky, because when you write isotrim, yeah, it's this one. When the output comes, it's called subsurface, and this could be a bit tricky because like if you see a definition and you look at it and you're like, subsurface, I'm not sure what is that, or where do they get it, you won't find it. You have to actually write isotrim to get it. So if you just connect your surface here, you see that nothing happens. So you need a bunch of things. First thing you need is to actually double click and write divide, and it's a divide domain. So you just connect it here, and then you also need to connect the surface to the base. So make sure you do this exactly like this, like the surface connected to the base domain and the divide connected to it only works like this. So you see that we have our surface is like divided into u and v coordinates, like we have, it's all divided. So if you just get a slider again, right click, right click, hit edit, let's make this 50, get 2 sliders and then connect them. Okay, so you can actually control how many u counts and v counts you have in your in your surface. So let's just unpreview this one. So we have like our surface is like divided into subsurfaces. That's why it's called subsurfaces. Now you can actually like choose one of these surfaces to work with, and to do that we have something called the list item. So if you just write list, yeah, it's this one. So you just connect your surface to the list itself. We can see that we have here an item chosen. By default is this one. So if you just get a slider, let's say I want this one, you can see that you can move like which item you want to work with along these surfaces. Now let's say you want this this surface here. Now there's a really simple way to do it. It's actually to check how many subsurfaces you have. So the thing you do is just let's say we have 26 in the u count and 12 in the v count. If you just get a calculator, this is really simple way to do it. If you just type in 26 times 12, you have 312. So we have 312 subsurfaces. So right click and then just type in 312. We can see that we can move in the item until we reach like which part do you want to use. So yeah, this is a really basic way to do it. I mean, it's childish, but it works, I think. Right? Let me see. Yeah, it works. Okay, so I think this is it for our surface analysis. yeah, it was really basic. I think this is enough for surfaces. If you have any questions, please comment. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.